So, Tasha K kicks off Black Female. Coming right up. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Common Sense Logic Reason. And as always, I want to say thank y'all for joining me today. So, Tasha K is one of those YouTube figures that I've heard of, but I never actually saw. It's kind of like DJ Academics. I heard of his name many times, but the first time I actually saw him is when he did that sit down with Fresh and Fit and Brittany Renner. Well, same with Tasha K. I had heard her name before, but the first time I actually saw her is when she did that interview with Chay Means. Now, of course, she's the female who hit Tommy on Fresh and Fit, and she's been going around to all the platforms that she could to get her little 15 minutes of fame, which I find it very funny. She hits a black man, or hits a man, she gets celebrated. Now, if a man hits a woman, he gets arrested. Go figure. Talking about the irony or hypocrisy. Anyway, there was a bunch of callers that called into the show, and there was a particular black female who called in that disagreed with him. Now, what I find is amazing that so many people alluded to is that when she thought that at first the woman was agreeing with her, boy, she was all drinking and ready to high five it up and you go girl and all this stuff. But when she figured out that this woman was disagreeing with her, she just look on her face was priceless. She got that Razor Ruddock look, and if you're not familiar with Razor Ruddock, he was a heavyweight boxer back in the 90s. And he basically fought Tyson twice. And this was back when Tyson was in his prime. And Tyson won both of those fights. But one of those fights, Tyson basically had him up against the ropes. And you could see he was in trouble. And the refs came in and stopped the fight. And about 2 seconds after that, you can see he got this look on his face of like, well, why y'all stop the fight? Even though he was in trouble. Well, that look he gave was the look that that Tasha K gave when she found out the woman was disagreeing with her. But so let's go into the video, some of the video.
Can we talk to another black woman right now? Hold on, hold that. I got it. Lisa, how you doing? Now I know you got your black screen on and stuff, but that was a bold statement to come on the platform and say that, and your face ain't shown. Okay, that does not show respect, and it doesn't show that you even understand what the situation was. Okay.
Now, that particular clip right there is evidence. I just put that in there as evidence to show how hypocritical that the leftists can be, right? Now, she told this black female she needed to show her face because it's a lack of respect, or is a sign of respect if you go on someone's platform and show your face. But she had no problem with this black female not showing her face originally when she thought she was agreeing with her. And she only had a problem with it once she disagreed. Prior to that, she had the little black screen up, and then she made the woman show her face, which she actually did. But again, that's a hypocrite. That's being hypocritical, because if you had a problem with her not showing her face, you would have did it from the beginning. But let's move on.
Situation was okay. There we go. Now we can talk. Let's go, sister. Now, so a man done put his hands on you?
Yes, and I'm good at what I do, so that's why I don't back down. If I fight a man, I know what I'm getting into.
What?
I fought men many a days.
So you mean to tell me, as a woman, you think it's okay for a man who's physically stronger than you, okay, and was made that way by God, for him to put his hands on you, and you okay with that?
If I hit him first, if
Sister,
I hit you and you, I cannot expect not to get hit back.
What have you went through to even allow that? That's coming from somewhere else. What have you went through? Did your mama get beat?
So it's okay for women to hit men.
Now, in this clip, she asked this black female if she was okay with a man hitting a woman, and the woman answered with a logical response: hey, if she hits him first. And then she starts with the sign language. What happened to you? Where is this coming from? And I'm like, I would have to say, based upon what I was hearing, the woman, that black female, was being very logical. So it was coming from a place of logic. If you put your hands on somebody, you can expect to have hands come back. That's common sense. That's something that we've been told growing up as children. Now all of a sudden the rule doesn't apply, right? And then she asked, well, if where I would love to know from Tasha K, well, where are you coming from? Where is your argument coming from? That's what I love to know. This idea that a woman can hit a man, but if a man was so much as dare defend himself, how dare he? Where is that coming from? I would say it's coming from feminism. And basically that's the only place you can say. Because these feminists, these women are so entitled, they just think they can do what they want, and a man shouldn't do anything. Again, keep your hands to yourself, no matter what's between your legs. And then she asked this woman, well, did you see your mama get beat? Like, what does that have to do with anything? Again, that's coming from this idea, notion that men were just out here just beating the crap out of women. That's BS. There's no evidence to support that. But my question I have for Tasha K, did you see your daddy get beat? If you believe it's okay for a woman to do what he be able to hit a man, but a man can't respond, then did you see your daddy get beat? Because that's definitely what you're asking for and what you're implying with your nonsense. But moving on.
We can call and press charges, and we can get our brothers and uncles.
Listen, when a man uses something, a person or an object to hit this woman, she has a right to defend herself. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you didn't see that, that's okay. I understand that. But for her to even address him giving him the right to use somebody else as a shield.
Okay, now this is a part of that clip when she starts talking about how, when they start lying about what actually happened in the fight, what so many people are doing, they make this claim that this chick, she felt threatened. Right, you felt so threatened that you got up, stood up, tried to hit a man, and pushed another man into somebody, because she actually pushed Chris into her. But, she pushed Chris into Tommy, because when she stood up, then Tommy stood up and took about a half second back. So that's what you was threatened by? This woman felt threatened. There was no threatening situation, because she was the one that basically initiated all the violence. That's BS. Then she made this lie that, Tommy used an object or a person as a shield and pushed pushed Chris into her. And like I said, and used Myron also as a shield. Now, is this true? Well, let's look at the video of the fight, what actually happened, to see who used who as a shield. So as you can see in this video, actually the shield protected her, because remember, she pushed Chris into Tommy when Tommy stood up and took a step, like a half step back. And then Tommy put his hand into her back. And as you can see, he really didn't exert any, he put his hand in Chris's back, but he didn't exert any force to push Chris forward. But what happened is that Chris, typically when a man deals with a female in a situation like that, a man tries to be as gentle as possible, exert just enough force to get control of the female. And sometimes you can be overtaken and overpowered if you don't use enough restraint. And I've done that before, but he got leverage on her and he pushed her back. Tommy didn't push him back. And then once he figured he had enough control on her, then she launched him back forward and hit Tommy. And that's when Chris just pushed all up against the wall and said enough. So Tommy didn't hit this woman. He didn't use an object. He didn't use Myron Gaines as a shield. All that's BS. Okay, he didn't even hit her because Chris was in the way, and she was shielded. So anybody see that Tommy used someone as a shield, that's BS. She used someone as a shield, and if thank God Chris was there, because if Chris wasn't there, Tommy would have beat the living crap out this female. Okay, but that's what happens when you put your hands on somebody. But moving on.
Do you not understand the man's role?
Yeah, I do.
But
we have a role too.
They're the leader of the
women has a
household.
role too.
No. Okay. Oh, and we're gonna talk about that. So we're talking about a man that has a God-given right by God in the universe as dominion over women and everything else. Okay. All right. So as a man, if you have dominion, you have to control your household. You have to do so without being physical. So if your woman or your sister, your brother or auntie or whoever is out of place as a man has to use his intellect in order to calm a woman down. Because let's be honest, any woman would submit to any man without a man even having to put hands on. Mm-hmm. So if a man feels that he...
Okay, now in this clip, she really goes off the rails, trying to justify, explain how a woman could hit a man, but a man can't defend himself. You know, she starts with this, with a man's role, right? But she never talks about a woman's role. Amazing how they always talk about what a man's supposed to do, but we never hear about what a woman's supposed to do. And where he's the leader and the leader of the household, which doesn't equal to being a punching bag. But then she comes up with this dominion foolishness. Now, I would say this, if you don't know the Bible, then don't quote from the Bible, because you end up looking like a fool. Okay? Her definition of dominion is nothing of what the Bible says. According to her, a man has dominion over a woman. Men have dominion over a woman. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible says that man, which includes man and woman, people have dominion over the earth. A wife or a woman is supposed to submit to the authority of her husband. But submitting and dominion are two different things. But if a man does have dominion over a woman, or every single man has dominion over every single female, then anytime a female gets in the man's face and disagrees and conflicts with a man, then she's basically violating his dominion. So in reality, when this woman was getting all up in Tommy's face and slap Tommy, she should be criticizing her, this female, for violating Tommy's dominion over her. Again, go to show you how stupid that is. But this is this utter nonsense. This goes to show you how these women will say anything. People will say anything to push their agenda when they're being emotional. Again, she don't know the first thing about the Bible, so do not quote from it. But that's not what the Bible means by dominion. But again, with all that being said, none of this equals to a man's role or dominion equals to a man being a punching bag. So I don't know where she get that foolishness from. So that's a failed argument. But again, let's go on to the other clip.
Okay, that's the very reason why our daughters are getting their ass beat, because you as a black woman gonna sit up there and say, guess what? They ain't got the right to put their hands on it, but a man can call us a bitch. They can sleep around. They can fill us full of AIDS, and you gonna think
okay?
It's okay.
So you telling me it don't go both ways? Seriously? Just like a man can't hit a woman can't hit a man. That's what you saying because they black.
Even biblically, listen. Now, I'm not a follower of the Bible.
I'm just saying, is you telling me it's okay for a woman to wow the fuck out on men, and it's okay?
She didn't wow out on him. She addressed him like a woman respectfully. He continued to call her out of her name, and he used another man as a shield to push her. So when she decided to fight back and stand up for her, not one black man in that room took her side, and not even a black woman. And for you to sit here and say that it's okay, that's some bullshit. That's the reason why
I saw two people arguing, getting excited. I did not see him push no Myron into her. And even if he did push her.
Okay, now this is the last clip that I'm going to show, but at this point is when Tasha really started to become an a-hole, starting to be ignorant and stupid. Now, she basically told this woman that she's the reason that daughters are getting their ass beat. By who? Where are all these men around here beating all these daughters' asses? I would love to know, because they try to make this claim with these statistics of feminists, but where's the evidence that all these men are just beating the crap out of women everywhere? We should see women walking around with nothing but black eyes if that were the case. Do we see this? No. So they need to, this lie needs to end. This lie needs to stop. And then she told another lie that, she addressed him, Tommy, this Shay chick, she addressed Tommy like a woman respectfully. Like, at what point did she address Tommy respectfully? When she asked Tommy the question and he answered the question. He answered her question. Then she asked the same stupid question. He answered it again. And then what she answered the question 3 times and she got answers twice. Right? Or when she hit him in the face, is hitting someone in the face being respectful? Not listen to the answer they give you when they give you the answer to the question you ask. Is that being respectful? Not at all. There's nothing respectful about that. So that's a lie. And then when that lie, she brought up the lie again of the Tommy using somebody as a shield. Tommy didn't use anyone as a shield. If anyone used this person as a shield, would have been her, because she only, if you look at the video, she jumps up when Chris gets in between him, and at that point, she feels emboldened now, so I can really act a fool. I guarantee you, if Chris wouldn't have showed up, she would not have jumped up to hit Tommy, because Tommy, like I said, she knew she would got her ass beat. So she waited until a shield showed up, then she acted a fool. And then she makes this claim that nobody was on her side in the panels. Of course nobody's going to be on her side, because she's just being an idiot. Everybody keeps saying he answered the question, and you keep asking it over and over again. Nobody's going to be on your side. And if you refuse to accept, you ask a question and someone give you a legitimate answer and you just refuse to, and you start to be an a-hole, well, nobody's going to be on your side. And then she makes probably the most ridiculous claim of the whole entire show, and that is black women are the most disrespectful people on the planet. Really, based on what? And if black females are being so disrespected, it's coming from other black females more than anybody else. So y'all are disrespecting yourselves. But where is this evidence that black females are being just majorly disrespected? There's no evidence. The people just come up with bull crap. They just, just like the same thing with these black women are the mothers of the earth and the master of the universe. Well, how can the mothers of the earth and the master of the universe be so damn respected? They're so powerful. They're so strong. It's just stupid. They just be arguing from one side to the other. Anyway, last two things I want to cover in this video is that if you watch the whole entirety of the video, if you wish to waste your time, there was a female who came in and say that Chay Means, say that she's intelligent. I'm like, really? Right? She's so intelligent that Fresh and Fit made her sign a waiver, not a waiver, a waverer. Right? She's so intelligent that she's not ignorant. Now, as far as her being ignorant, I don't know if she's ignorant or not, but I can damn sure tell you that she's ignorant, clearly ignorant. Also, to show you again more hypocrisy, after Tasha K kicks this black female, she called her a bitch. Like, well, then you're criticizing Tommy for calling her a bitch. And I guarantee y'all that was no term of endearment. So that excuse is out the window. But that's just, like I said, just to go to show you how hypocritical these people are. This woman, black female, on her panel, on her show, being completely logical, making a logical point, and they don't want to hear it. So she just gets upset. So basically, she did is essentially the same thing that Chay Means did to Tommy. So they complain about Tommy talking about black females or ratchet black females, and then they give evidence of it. Just like I said, you just can't make this stuff up. But anyway, y'all, that's my breakdown of Tasha K's interview of kicking this black female off. Wow, there's supposed to be this female love, or what she call women, I forgot, wab whoop or something like that. Regardless, but this woman is a joke, y'all. Anyway, as always, y'all, until next time.